All right, good afternoon, sir. My name is Oko Makilomi, and I'm a student with SALBA, and I graduated January, but my project has been delayed based on the one reasons or the other, and some unforeseen circumstances. So my first topic is the negative effects of industrial chemical substance in Ifo local government area in Ogun State. That is my project topic, and my name is Oko Bartolome. As you can see, it was since February that I work on my project. All right, this is my dedication, but because of time, I would like to rush to. I have my acknowledgement here, my table of content. I would like to first rush to the executive summary. So these are my summary. This report examines the negative effects of industrial chemical substance in it for local government area of Ogun State, Nigeria. Industrial activities including manufacturing, waste disposal, nearby cement production. When you are used to it for local government, you discover that there's a place called the Bakpa and Ewekoro, very close to Ewekoro. So there is a cement industry very close to Ifo. It's a neighboring village meshed together, but not in Ifo local government. So, but it's part of my work also. And so a nearby cement production have led to significant environmental contamination, particularly in groundwater and air qualities. And my key findings include high levels of toxic metal, such as the calcium and then the lead in groundwater, exceeding safe limit and posing health risks like behavioral defect and respiratory issues and chronic disease. Social and economical implications involve reduced agricultural productivities, and it also increased healthcare burdens on the communities. And these are my recommendations. My recommendation focus on stricter enforcement of environmental laws. My recommendation focus on stricter enforcement of environmental laws, improve waste management and community health monitoring in mitigate these effects. Overall, urgent action is needed to balance industrial growth with environmental protection in Ifo local government. All right. Then So these are my introduction, and in the introduction, the background of the study. If a local government in Ogun State is a part of a rapidly industrializing region bordering Lagos State, the area hosts various industries, including chemical manufacturing, battery recycling, and proximity to cement factory in neighboring Iwekoro local government. As I said from my executive summary, Iwekoro and Ifo are two local government that are together, but just that they lived together. From according to the histories, these local government were just one before they were splitted. So this activity release chemical substances such as heavy metals, particular metals, and gaseous pollutants into the environment, leading to widespread contamination. All right, so the problem statement. Industrial chemical substance in for local government has contaminated groundwaters, the soil, and the air, resulting in adverse health, environmental, and economic effect. Study indicates elevated levels of toxin, like the lead and the calcium, which threaten public health and the ecosystem. Yet, regulatory enforcement remain inadequate. So my aims and objective. So I have three aims and objectives. The first one, my aim and objective is to assess the negative impact of industrial chemical in Ifo local government. And the first objective is identifying some of the key pollutants and their source. Number two is the evaluating health and environmental consequence. And the last one is analyzing policy gaps and proposing solutions. So my scope and limitation is it covers environmental, the health, and socio-economic effect based on secondary data from IFO and the adjacent area like the Ota and Iwekoro. Limitations include reliance on existing studies, also potential data gaps due to limited local monitoring and the exclusion of primary fieldwork. All right, my literature review, theoretical framework. That's chapter 2 now. The study adopt the pollution heavy hypothesis, which suggests that developing regions like Nigeria attract polluting industry due to lax regulation, leading to environmental degradation. This framework explains how industrial chemicals accumulate in local ecosystems, causing bioaccumulation and long-term harm. So review of existing studies, report, and data related to this topic. So number one, numerous studies highlight groundwater contamination in Ifo local government. For instance, research on 21 wells in Ifo reveal high calcium and lead level, posing health risk. Number two, similar finding in nearby Ota and Shagamu show heavy metal concentration causing health disorder and behavioral defect. Number three, cement dust from the Ewekoro factory contribute to air and water pollution, which particulate matter exceeding safe limit. Topside, lashet in Agbado Oja and the Ifo. Further exacerbate toxic melters. Then the environmental laws and policy related to this topic. Nigeria National Environmental Standard and Regulation Enforcement Agency, Act of 2027, regulates industrial waste, prohibiting uncontrolled discharge of chemicals. However, enforcement in Ogun State is weak, as evidenced by battery recycling plants shut down due to lead pollution. The environmental impact assessment decrease of 1992 mandate assessment for projects, but non-compliance persists in areas like if my chapter 3 methodology, my research approach. The study employs a qualitative secondary research approach, synthesizing data from peer-reviewed articles, report, and online source to analyze the effects of industrial chemicals. Awesome. Data collection method is I use the survey, interview, case studies, observation, and past work that has been done before. So my data analysis techniques, content analysis was used to identify patterns in pollution data, such as heavy metal concentration, comparative analysis, evaluating finding against WHO, and the nursery standard to highlight exceedance and implications. My number chapter 4, finding and discussion. So these are my key observation, pattern, and data trend. Groundwater in Ifo shows elevated CD is up to 0.0 mg all over D, and the lead up to 0.1 grams for above WHO limit of 0.003. Then also the air pollution from certain industries in nearby areas reach PM10 level of 150, exceeding the standard. Trend indicates increasing contamination from industrial expansion and poor waste management. Then my environmental, social, and health implication. Environmentally, soil and water degradation, the effect biodiversities and agriculture. Socially, communities report reduced qualities of life and conflict over resources. Economically, healthcare cost, risk, and productivity fell due to illness. Then the policy and the compliance gap, my conclusion and recommendation, practical solution, improvement and policy suggestion. Implement advanced water treatment in industries, and also enforce regular environmental and international agency audit, and promote community-based monitoring. Policy suggestions include banning non-compliant facilities and also the incentivizing green technology. All right, these are my reference. Yeah, here also. All right, so I will go on and present the second part of the project. Varieties. You don't make kilo low. I go eyes now. Kilo low. Kilo actually why.